Today I'm going to review, install, and test this Sunnytech Stirling engine. First off, this is packed very well. What a beautiful job of packaging. You get a USB light, another USB light, tweezers, another USB light, pipette, alcohol lamp, more USB light, and of course the Stirling engine itself. Well, this is already pre-assembled except for the lamp, and then you have a USB port right here. And then there is a digital display here. And we'll go over all this in just a few minutes. Alrighty, here's a little bit of alcohol. Clean up my mess a little bit. We don't need a fire. Alrighty. Let's see if that sucker will light. Okay. So you do need, I've already checked this, but you need to make sure that it turns smoothly before you light it on fire. Not quite sure which direction it runs. My other Stirling engine would only go one direction. See, this one only goes one direction too. Look at that. It's already running in just like seconds. Okay, I'm reading that upside down. That must be voltage. Check it out. It's slowing the motor down, or the engine down, when you put a load under it. That is so cool. It's got quite a bit of torque. Let's see what this other one does. Another light. My table's not perfectly flat here. Okay, we got a little light going on. Got another light. Cool. Did I try this one? I can't remember. Probably never put it on a... Yeah, there we go. Well, that is cool. Alright, I just blew the flame out. Let's see how long it'll run on the residual heat. Still got a light. Alright, it probably ran about 30 seconds or so while it cooled the engine off. What a cool toy! So looking here at the specs, this is a 3-watt LED at 5 volts. And so it can run that quite easily, and then it even has a little bit more power left over. So the display must be voltage. I'll have to check the manual. So you can use denatured alcohol. I got this at Home Depot, and so you can use these for marine stoves. and by the gallon is the best way to do it. And then I just poured mine into a little bowl and then used that pipette. So if you're going to refill it, wait till it's cool and not a hot flame or anything like that. And then you can see that it burned about 2 or 3 pipettes full of fuel in my tests. And then you can just pipette some more in there. And then I found that it absorbs that wick really quickly. And then keep this bowl, or whatever it is, away from what you're doing. Now another thing, it did vibrate a little bit on me, so you don't want to leave this unattended, and you don't want to let children play with this unattended, because if they tip it over and you have a flame there and then that spills, then you could have a fire. So adult supervision only. And then what they also put in here are a few extra parts. So here are the extra parts. You have 4 drive belts, and then I'll explain this tube in a minute, and 2 Allen wrenches. This Allen wrench goes right here, right there, and you will need to, if you need to take that off, that's how you do that. You have to take these rods off in order to get the a new belt on. And then if you look very closely here, you see that right there? That's a piece of plastic. So that is part of this tube right here. It's flexible. And then you pop that off so that you can get this rod off so that you can replace this drive belt. Alrighty? Pretty simple. Now the bigger Allen wrench, that goes on the bottom. And I'm going to carefully tip it up because I do have alcohol in there, and you will see those screws right there. And that's what fits these, and they mount from the bottom. So it's very simple, but boy, I'm impressed in that you don't really have to do anything other than thread the wick, put some alcohol in, and fire it up. And so if you saw me in the video trying to thread the alcohol wicks, oh, I forgot. Extra alcohol wicks. So it comes with 3. Forgot all about it. But as I was saying, these tweezers, what they're for, if you look, they're real pointy on the end. They're to help you thread the alcohol threads in there, or the wicks for the alcohol lamp. And so I just use my fingers, but hey, they even gave you a tool, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's it. And let me see what I paid for this. So I bought this for $48, 20% off on a Black Friday deal. And I'll put a link in the description below. Not sure how long that will last, but that's what I did. That's pretty cool. And this makes a great gift. It's an educational toy, but like I said, if you're going to use it with children, make sure you watch them.